If you're in love with cricket, then I'm sure you have predicted who will win the World Cup. I have. But apart from people like you and me, there are also the astrologers who have given their point of view. Plus, there is also the superstitious kind. In this video, we are going to cover all of that. My name is Rishabh, you're watching Just Like That. First up, England. Well, there are people who believe that England will win this World Cup. But how? Well, in 2011, it was India who won the World Cup. In 2015, it was the Australians who won the World Cup. And hence, England will win this World Cup. But still how? Well, if you look at it this way, in 2011, the World Cup was hosted by India. In 2015, it was the Australians who hosted the World Cup. So if this cycle is started of the host team winning the World Cup, then I'm sure there will be England this time. Second, Australia versus England final. Well, this one is based purely on astrology. Now, there are people who believe that the stars of Ian Morgan, the captain of England, and the stars of Aaron Finch, the captain of Australia, are at the right place at this moment for these two teams to meet in the final. Let's see. Third, India versus Australia final. Now, how is this possible? Well, in 2011, India met Australia in the World Cup quarterfinals. In 2015, India met Australia in the World Cup semi-finals. Now, considering that this time around, these two teams are at the top of the points table, it is quite possible that India will meet Australia in the World Cup final. Now, let's take a look at the points table. Now, Australia has already qualified for the World Cup semi-finals. They have played 7 matches and they are at 12 points, followed by India, 6 matches with 11 points and a better net run rate. Then we have New Zealand, 7 matches with 11 points. Then we have England, 7 matches with 8 points. Then we have Bangladesh, 7 matches with 7 points. And Pakistan, 7 matches with 7 points. The last 4 teams are Sri Lanka, West Indies, South Africa and Afghanistan. Now, based on this points table, you can make your own calculation. But let's take a look at these 4 scenarios of who might just qualify for the semi-finals and eventually will win the World Cup. Scenario number 1, England out of the World Cup. Now, how is this possible? Let's assume that India wins all their remaining matches. Australia defeats New Zealand and South Africa. New Zealand lose to England and Pakistan defeats Bangladesh and Afghanistan. Now, if that's possible, the top 4 teams to qualify will be India with 17 points, Australia with 16 points, New Zealand with still a better net run rate, 11 points, and the 4th spot is Pakistan with 11 points. Now, the World Cup semi-final is designed in this fashion. Team 1 plays Team 4 and Team 2 plays Team 3, which means the first semi-final will be India versus Pakistan and the second semi-final will be Australia versus New Zealand. Now, considering India's record against Pakistan in the World Cup, you will eventually believe India to beat Pakistan and go in the finals. Considering Australia is playing better cricket than New Zealand at this time, it will be an India-Australia final. Scenario number 2, England and Pakistan both qualify for the semi-finals and New Zealand out of the World Cup. Now, for this to happen, England has to win both of their remaining matches. New Zealand has to lose both of their remaining matches and Pakistan has to defeat Afghanistan and Bangladesh with a huge margin. Now, if that happens, the 4 top teams will be Australia with 16 points, India with 15 points, England with 12 points and Pakistan with 11 points. Now, if that happens, Australia will play Pakistan in the first semi-final and India will play England in the second semi-final. Now, here we believe Pakistan will be able to defeat Australia and reach the finals. And considering India is playing better cricket than England this time, there will be an India-Pakistan final. Scenario number 3, Pakistan out of the World Cup. Now, for this to happen, let's assume Australia lose their match to New Zealand. England defeats both India and New Zealand. Bangladesh defeats Pakistan and Pakistan wins their encounter against Afghanistan. Then the top 4 teams to qualify will be India, Australia, New Zealand and England. Now, considering the 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3 scenario, India will play England in the first semi-final and Australia will play New Zealand in the second. Considering England is playing home, we believe England will be able to defeat India and reach the finals and Australia will still defeat New Zealand, which will mean an Australia-England final. And scenario number 4, Bangladesh qualifying for the World Cup semi-finals. Now, for this to happen, let's assume Australia wins all their remaining matches. Bangladesh defeats India and Pakistan both or any one of them and England lose both of their matches to India and New Zealand. Then the points table will look like Australia at first, New Zealand at second, India at third and Bangladesh at fourth. Now, considering the 1 versus 4, Australia will play Bangladesh in the first semi-final and India will play New Zealand. Now, I cannot imagine Bangladesh defeating Australia in a World Cup semi-final, which means Australia will defeat Bangladesh and go into the finals. Now, for the match between India and New Zealand, I think India has better match winners than New Zealand, which again means it will be an India-Australia final. Now, based on these 4 scenarios, it is highly possible that India will play Australia in the World Cup finals. But who will win it? Well, I do not have a clear winner. I think it's either going to be India or Australia. But I'm not counting Pakistan England or New Zealand to win the World Cup final? Who do you think will win the World Cup? Please add your valuable comments. I hope you like my video. Please like and subscribe. Till then, goodbye.